Hey guys, my name is Amit. You're on a learning path of HTTP. So today our topic is HTTP message format. So today we'll discuss about what are the HTTP messages. Okay, so HTTP messages are how data is exchanged between server and client. Okay, so let me draw this again. This is a client. This is a server. So client sends a request to the server. Client send a request to the server. So there are two types of HTTP messages. One is request message and another is response message. Okay, we have already talked about this similar many times actually. So client sends the request to the server. So server receive the request and uh, trigger and process on the server end to process that request, and after processing, server send a response to the client. Okay, server sends a response back to the client. So there are two type of messages. One is request message and one is response message. So format of HTTP request message is the first line of HTTP request message is a request line, and from the second line, okay, till the empty line is request header, and this is the header actually, and then there is a empty line just to indicate that the header part is finished, and then the optionally message body part. So I just copied this sample request message from tutorialspoint.com. So you can see this is an example of request message. So the first line of request message is a request line, and from the second line till this blank line is request header, and after that there is a request body. Request body means the data you are sending. Okay, the form data, probably something like this, any metadata or something like this you are sending in a request body. So after this blank space, request body starts, and first line is a request line. So we'll talk about little bit about request line. So let's go. So request line begins with a method token. So always the request line, you can see here, the request line always starts from a method, right, or a method. So you can see in this request line, it is starting with a post. That means the request that client is sending to the server is a post method, correct? The post request. We have already talked about post request many times. You refer to the previous video. So these are post requests that we got to know, and then it's a URI. Okay, it's a URI means the URL you are hitting is this is the URI of the request, and then it's a protocol version, correct? So here you can see we are using HTTP 1.1 as a protocol. Okay, this is the information that we can get from the request line. So this also another example of a request message you can see. So it's a GET request. It the URI is hello.html. So that means you want to fetch the hello.html file from the server to the client, and the protocol that you are using is HTTP 1.1, right? And from this line to this line is what? Request header, correct? Request header, but as you can see there is no blank line, and after that there is no request body. So why there is no request body? Because we are only fetching the hello.html file from the server. We are not sending any extra data to the server. Okay, so that's why here is only request line and request header. So request body is optional, you can see. So request body is optional. So there's can be, you know there may not be a request body in a request. So request body is optional, but request header and request line is a mandatory for request message. Thank you guys.